Mother Any Distance by Simon Armitage, published in 1993. The poem is another to focus on parent-child relationships, and like the others, is semi-autobiographical. In it, the speaker recognizes the emotional support that his mother has given him as a child, and how she has been his rock and source of stability as he grew up. Now, though, as he prepares to move out of the family home into his own house, he is looking ahead to this new chapter of his life, being both excited and nervous about the future and whether he will fall or fly. In real life, when Armitage moved out of his parents' house, he didn't go very far, just a few doors down on the same street. Nevertheless, his mother helped him measure the rooms. This is the focus of the first two stanzas, with Mrs. Armitage holding one end of the tape measure, whilst Armitage calls out the measurements for her to note down. As he moves through the house, Armitage becomes physically further and further away from his mother, until there is a breaking point, where something has to give. This symbolizes the moment when the mother must let go and set her son free, to allow him the independence he desires to start a new chapter in his life. At the very end, Armitage is reaching towards his future and the boundless opportunities represented by the endless sky. However, the poem ends on an ambivalent note, perhaps reflecting the mixed emotions of Armitage as the moment of freedom arrives. There are two characters in the poem, the mother and the son. The son, Simon Armitage, is still in need of some help from his mum, although as the poem progresses he becomes literally more distant from her. There is a semantic field of space in both senses of the word, as Armitage roams around exploring and enjoying the possibilities of what he can do with all the room in his new house. The references to a spacewalk underscores the sense of drama and excitement that he is feeling. The mother, Mrs. Armitage, on the other hand, is presented as a fixed point of constancy. She is his base and anchor. There is a suggestion that she can't quite let go of her son, and she clings on to the tip of the very end of the tape measure, making it seem like a kind of umbilical cord that ties mother and son together. It is now strained, and the poem concludes at the point when this family tie must finally break. If Armitage is a metaphorical astronaut exploring new territories with his head full of dreams, then Mrs. Armitage has her feet on the earth, with her greater lived experience allowing her to be more sensible and level-headed. It isn't immediately obvious, but Mother Any Distance is in fact a loose sonnet. It runs for 15 lines instead of the usual 14, across 3 stanzas, and is a love poem of sorts, in this case one addressed to a mother. To be a typical sonnet, the poem should have ended on the 14th line, which would have left the reader with a more optimistic ending of an endless sky. But by choosing to add an extra line and end with to fall or fly, there is more ambiguity about the certainty of future success. This unexpected additional short line also destabilizes the poem, perhaps reflecting how Armitage is wobbling in confidence as he breaks away from his childhood. For Your Mind is another poem which centres on the poet's mother, which makes for a clear link to Armitage's poem. Heaney's Follower also gives the child's perspective of a parent, whilst Walking Away covers similar ideas to Mother Any Distance about the need for the parent to let their child go and allow them their freedom. Ultimately, Mother Any Distance is about separation, so it can be compared with similarly themed poems such as Neutral Tones, When We Two Parted, and Letters from Yorkshire, amongst others.